Hello there and welcome to the Hashpower Academy. This is your place to learn anything to do with Bitcoin and the wider digital asset space. And the topic of today's video is how to get rich quickly with Bitcoin. This is for those that may have delved into the digital asset space, NFTs, cryptos, meme coins, you name it. But the granddaddy Bitcoin is your best bet. But here's the thing. It's almost like farming, you just plant your seeds and the next day you've got fruit. Does that sound right? Does that sound accurate? Does that sound fair? Well, there's something you're missing. There's something that is incredibly missing from the minds of those that wish to invest in crypto and make overnight returns. The first thing to understand is the concept of a zero-sum game. For you to make an income and an earning and a profit of stupid proportions, a bunch of other people have to lose. And guess what? 99% of people lose for that tiny little 1% group that make all the money and then it's published across social media. So the context of this video is how to get rich slowly, to grow wealth in silence, to create economic value out there in the world, to plant seeds and let time and energy be the constraints that grow wealth for you. Now, this particular video, I believe, should go out to anyone that has been burned by the crypto space, buying things that are penny stocks. They have extremely high risk, and you're interested in them. Your interest in them was for that high reward. The world of inflation, the suffering in the world, all these sorts of things. Whatever has driven you towards wanting to generate an income, a return, an advantage for you. Delving into things such as the crypto space, the marketing teams, the gimmicks, the traders, the dopamine hits of someone making crazy multiple returns, all of that is only going to mess with your mind. So what I'd like to delve into with this is, yes, if you are new to the concept of learning about all the depths of Bitcoin and how it's produced, its energy sector, technologies such as solar, wind, hydro, batteries combined with solar, everything to do with producing electricity from the physical world, and electricity itself that runs into computers to produce hash power, that network hash rate that you may have heard about, that produces and adds Bitcoin blocks to the chain and distributes that full 21 million Bitcoin. So what is unique about Bitcoin's blockchain? Yes, senders and receivers are able to settle their transaction data into blocks, but the key premise there is a cost of real world energy to update the blockchain. That is what is unique about Bitcoin's blockchain. And everything that I'm mentioning is to grant you this concept, this new paradigm, to not try and play the markets, because most people lose, suffer, and those losses can be painful, such as this crypto crash that just goes to show that global news, market makers, and exchanges will leave you holding not even the bag, the loss, and compensate you pennies on the dollar for the inconvenience. They were flushing leverage out of the market, and you are the one to suffer. So the lesson that people in the Bitcoin space specifically have learned, whether through personal experience, the smart man, and the listening experience of the wise man, to listen to Bitcoiners and heed what they say, not your keys, not your coins, take self-custody. All these things attribute a direction for you towards responsibility. And that is such a powerful word, completely different whole topic in of itself. But where I'm trying to go with this is there is so much for you to learn in the Bitcoin layers that will grant you an information asymmetry to have better knowledge than everyone else when it comes to saving. That Bitcoin in of itself could not really be seen as an investment, but a savings technology. Because if you save or invest in all these alternative currencies with a marketing team, with a CEO, they need to be paid. And guess how they get paid? By spinning up tokens and coins which have no cost to produce. Their cost to produce is the same as fiat, it's zero. Or even on top of that, some form of promise on top of that. So the incentives in the system aren't fully aligned. The only system that has aligned incentives is Bitcoin. If you have excess energy, you can turn it into money. If you have money that's fixed in supply, it buys energy-derived things, which is everything in society. You are literally connected to the energy markets and financial markets every day. You go and fill your car up, energy market. Charge your car, energy market. Everything of the costs of your entire life are energy. So Bitcoin having a connection to your digital life and your physical life is purely the most simplified way to understand why it's going to succeed into the future. And everything else to this conversation that I'd like to bring is that people that have saved in Bitcoin, dollar cost average, you're removing that volatility. Is it a productive value of your time to be checking the price every 5 minutes? You disconnect yourself from human relationships, your partner. If you're both staring at your phones at a meal, just look up one day when you're on the subway in any city and every single person is plugged in. And it's not the famous saying, go and touch grass, but quite literally, going into nature is something that I can 100% suggest to anyone. And again, another topic. So where I need to bring you back to this very statement is this. Getting rich slowly in Bitcoin is you stack, you save, you generate income in the physical real world. If you are trading, trying to extract wealth, you are being an economic leech. You have to be a winner for others to be losers. It's different to someone producing a good or service, such as something produced, manufactured, or anything from one country, and they send those goods to another country, and the payments, the money moves in the opposite direction of all goods and services, 50% of every transaction. If that requires an exchange, say in the Forex markets, that is what you could argue is economically productive exchange. For those people just buying and selling, you're just locked in an information system and not connected to the physical world. And that's exactly the same with all these other cryptos, that you are locked in an information system, a matrix for that matter, and you are not connected to the physical world. Everything in this world has a cost to produce in time and energy. The easy example is anyone that has grown anything. You nurture and water, give us maximum amount of sunlight, and time pays you. Those are the things that truly give you a perception of the value of what you have. If you get rich quick, guess what? You spend it just as quickly. That is the story of anyone that's inherited wealth. The 70 to 90% of people that inherit wealth, they lose it within 1 to 2 generations. That is a historical fact that you can go and look up. And then everything to do with those that retain wealth, of arguably the other small percentage, which are those that are more entrepreneurial and generated that wealth themselves, that time and energy being matched to whatever money they produce. When you go to spend it, you know what it costs you to make and earn and grow that wealth. And so you don't want to spend it frivolously. Woo, it got me fired up. Right, I think this is the end of the video. Here at the Hashpower Academy, we delve into all different manner of things across the entire stack of energy systems, technologies, AI as a secondary parallel to the computing technologies, the blockchain. I'm definitely going to do a video on the core versus NOTs chaos. I think we just need to massively scale up the fee market of people using block space, the transaction fees settling in layer 1, and obviously all the Bitcoin financial topics at the tip of the iceberg. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, share, subscribe. Send this to someone that probably just again got burnt, blown up, liquidated, and they need a different approach, a new perspective on what they should do next. Talk soon, and thank you for listening. Goodbye.